Hello, everyone. Hello. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you are hearing us from. We are live, but you can't see us. But you can hear us. And it is Sledge here with my little brother, Sweet Lips himself, the sweetest,
Hello, everyone.
the sweetest
Thanks for
lips.
joining us this evening, this afternoon, whatever you're from. You
Yes,
can't see
do
the
not
sweet
try
lips,
to
but you can
allow.
feel the sweet lips. You can feel me. My voice rings out.
I'm
Just
talk for a second.
turn around wherever you at, and there's ice droppings of sugar everywhere. That's old sweet lips. That's me. So thanks for joining us. Hope you have a good Friday. And once again, welcome. Anything you want us to know, anything you got on your mind, share it with us. We will gladly
Sure enough. Sure
share,
enough.
share. That's what we all.
Yes. Because sharing is caring.
Yes,
And
yes,
just because our children are grown does not mean we do not care about your own. They care about all children. Okay.
yep. All the little piglets, every last single one of them.
And just remember, we are just giving a little tips just to, you know, kind of just change up the way things are being done. Just trying to implement new ways in order to really save our children, just to save our children, just to say that, hey, you know what? I'm parenting this way and it's not working. And so let me try something new. So we are the let me try something new. That is what we are doing. That is what's going on here for the rest of however long it takes. Because when it's all said and done, what we must remember is that our children did not ask to be brought here and they deserve a fighting chance. In this world today that we live in, they deserve a fighting chance. And there are so many clues that we are missing, that we are overlooking. And when it's all said and done, it's really almost as if I don't want to say that it's too late, but a lot of times it's too late. So, again, and for those out there, oh, okay, let me just put the number in. When I say feel free to call in at least. Oh my goodness. Hey, sometime, guys, I'm just not right on it. And guys, we are going to go over we're just going to go over a little. So, I mean, the number is there for you to call in, but let me just say that today, happy Friday, and those who believe in Friday the 13th, spooky you. No, it could be for luck also. But oh my goodness gracious, I am telling you, people, you know what? Sometimes you just have to just sit back and enjoy life's simple pleasures. Do you think so, Sweet Lips?
I agree.
It can't be all so serious. Like, just enjoy yourself, enjoy your children.
Yeah, enjoy yourself, like the Jacksons said. Enjoy yourself, enjoy
Enjoy
yourself,
yourself.
enjoy
Enjoy
yourself.
yourself. Hey, my brother Orly now tells you whatever how old we are, right? Hey, don't fix your lips. Don't fix your lips. Don't fix your lips to say anything. Just enjoy the fact that, hey, it's Friday. We are happy, and hopefully, you've had a good Friday yourself, and everything is going well, and you know your children are well. It's let's just do this, guys. Let's just keep this communication going. Let's keep this communication open. You know, at the end of the day, let's just keep each other's child, grandchild, niece, nephew, cousin. Let's just keep them all in prayer. That's all we can really do is just pray that when they leave the home, that they come back the way they left. Okay? Let's just keep that going. That is the understanding that we need to have when it comes down to the little people. Okay? Let's just keep them happy. Let's make life pleasant for them. Let them enjoy their childhood. Like, ha, there's so much going on in this world. And, the last thing that our children need to worry about is who is stalking them, who is bullying them. Like, that should be the last thing that's on their minds, to me. To me, what you think about that, Sweet Lips?
I agree.
Yeah,
Look, I'm
that should
here
be
doing the teaching. I'm agreeing. I'm learning.
yeah, that should be the last things on their minds. Like, we just have to teach them awareness and not just leave it to the school to say, um, be careful of your surroundings. I mean, it's sad that even if they go to the schoolhouse, they have to be careful of their surroundings. They have to be careful of their surroundings. Schoolhouse, church house, school, store, train, bus, it does not matter. I mean, that is the world that we are living in. They have to be careful, and we must teach them how to be cautious. We must teach them that to try and bully someone else or take what belongs to someone else or join in when people are bullying someone else, that is not the way to go. That is not the way to go. But while we're teaching them this, I must say that we must learn ourselves not to do it, not to put that type of behavior in front of them because they mimic what they see. And if you're a bully, your child will be a bully. If you handle things aggressively, your child will handle things aggressively. Because whether we want to see it this way or not, when it's all said and done, we are the role models for our children. And we cannot continue to try to push that title onto some celebrity because guess what? Half of them are going through bullying, or they're bullies themselves. So, with that being said, let's go over some talking points on when a child is being bullied. Okay, let's just point these out here. Like I said, we're going to go over this list tonight, and Monday is going to be good. And just to put it out there for those that follow, because there's a lot of you that's following, and I am asking you guys to go ahead and join us in these conversations, especially this very touchy topic with all that's going on in the schoolhouses, not even just the schoolhouses, just, around us in general. That like it's something that needs to be discussed. This is a topic that really near and dear to me. And so, like I said, even though our children are older, they're grown, um, we still have grandchildren. We still have grandchildren to be concerned. We still have nieces and nephews to be concerned about. So really, once you're a parent, even if you're not a parent, if you have a heart, then you should be concerned about the things that's going on in your neighborhood, in your community. Okay, so the talking points. Now, understanding bullying. So definition, bullying is intentional, repeated aggressive behavior that involves an imbalance of power. It can be physical, verbal, or emotional. So do know physical, meaning that someone is putting their hands on your child or your child is putting their hands on someone else. Verbal, meaning someone is cussing your child from sun up to sundown. Verbal means your child is cussing someone else from sun up to sundown. Emotional, someone is probably telling your kid, oh, you're too fat, or you're ugly, or you're bald headed, or you're poor, or your child is saying that to someone else. Now, the forms of bullying include harassment, social exclusion, spreading rumors, cyberbullying, and physical violence. But let me tell you what's standing out now because of this day and time that we're living in. There is a lot of cyberbullying going on. There's a lot of cyberbullying. And, social exclusions. Yeah, you get in that group, and that's why you need to monitor your children's friends. I am telling you, monitor who you allow your child to hang out with. And for those out there, monitor your own, monitor your child, because we try to be in denial about a lot of things. But let me tell you something, what we all do know, we do know. We can look at our child and know, like, you know what? You're a bully. You're a bully because you bully your own siblings. You bully your own siblings. And so when we see this type of behavior, like, we really have to acknowledge it. We just can't sit there and act like, oh, no, 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 he only roughs up his brothers and sisters at home. No, no, no. It's going from home then into the streets. And here is why, because they got away with it at home. And there was no consequences for that type of behavior. Like, some people thinking that their kids are, wanting to be part of a WWE experience or something. So they just think like, ha, 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 oh, you better fight him back. Hey, that is not the way to think. Because what a child does at home is what a child will do in the street. And if your child see you doing it and see you bullying and seeing how you're cussing people out, good evening, Marie, then more than likely your child will be the one out there doing the same exact thing that you are doing, mimicking that same
Good
behavior.
evening.
So again, let's not be in denial. And let's just accept things the way it is. Let's process it. Let's accept it. Let's change it. Let's change it. Because when it's all said and done, we are not doing our children any justice. We're doing them more harm than good. We're doing them more harm than good. So, again, let's try to change things up. Parenting is not easy, but a lot of times, some of these steps that we are missing, it's common sense. It's common sense. And remember, we have children because, number one, when it's really all said and done, they belong to the Most High. They belong to the Father. They belong to the Father. So they're not here for our selfish behavior. Oh, well, I just want to have a child, and yeah, my child not gonna put up with nobody's mess, and he gonna fight, or she gonna fight, and she gonna. Hey, no, 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 no. We cannot continue to allow this to happen and treat it like it's okay. And the moment something happens in this here street, then the next thing we know, we're sitting here crying about our children's lives being taken. No, we got to change that. Behavior changes, sudden changes such as withdrawals from friends, reluctance to go to school, or changes in eating and sleeping habits. All of those, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me tell you, all of these are priority. Like, one cannot succeed without the other. It's like you put them all on the same line. Suddenly your child is withdrawn. Suddenly your child do not want to be around friends, not even you, not even their siblings. Let's take friends out of it. Now, suddenly your child don't want to go to school. It's time to go to school. Now they have headaches. Their stomach is hurting. They're not feeling well. They even gonna lie and say there's no school today. Well, other ones are getting ready for school. Those are the changes. All of a sudden, they can't keep nothing down because their stomachs are so nervous. They cannot sleep because they're busy thinking about the bullies, thinking about how people are laughing and, making fun of them, talking down about them, talking about you. Like those are the symptoms. Those are the signs. Those are all the clues that you really need. Emotional indicators, increased anxiety, depression, or mood swings. Parents, we are missing this. We're missing it. It's all sitting right there in our faces, but we are so busy trying to work 99 jobs and then, come home and then, cook something, clean something, make sure the children's work is done, make sure that they're bathed, and, but it's just more to it than that. And really, it's no fault of the child. And really, there's some blame for you, but then really, it's not even falling all on you. It's the society that we live now. So yeah, it falls on everyone. Everyone, every household should take a blame for something because it's a community issue. It's a worldwide social issue. So yeah, everybody just take a little part of the blame and say fix it. Physical signs, unexplained injuries, or frequent complaints about headaches or stomach aches, something I just said. Unexplained injuries. You see your child coming home and there's a scratch, especially in their facial area, or they're limping because someone then hit them with something or kicked them or pushed them down. Be concerned. Be concerned. Because let me tell you something. If you don't build self-esteem and resilience up in your child, someone will sit there and say, if you tell, it'll be 10 times worse. Or if you tell, I'll get so and so to help me beat you up. Or if you tell, I'll start spreading lies on you. So, yeah, look for the physical signs as well as the emotional signs. Academic performances, decline in grades or loss of interest in school activities. Decline in grades is a lot because now your child cannot focus on their academics because they're just wondering at what time. So at lunch, am I going to get cussed out, pushed down, whatever? Or somebody else's child is worrying about what your child is going to do. Okay, so just remember, whatever is going on, that works both ways. So, parents' role. Let's speak of parents' role. Open communication. Encourage children to express their feelings and concerns about their experiences at school. And I do believe that. And you should be checking in periodically with your child's teacher. You know, when we had it, and they don't do it anymore, is that you can walk in and check in on your child anytime you want to. You can stand in the classroom and they don't even know they're there, and the parent right there watching you. But now it's not allowed because of the behavior of some parents. But now you want to go to your second grader's class and get in the face of the second grader. Or you want to wait for the parent to drop the child off to school and you are confronting the child's parent, causing a big old ruckus, really. Just doing it the wrong way. Doing it the wrong way. Marie said, absolutely, Jesus, take the wheel, giving us all the strength. Yes, we have to find better ways to communicate to one another. We have to find better ways to communicate at home so that our children are not looking at our behavior and saying to themselves, because they're too afraid to say it to you, because they know that if they express themselves a certain way, then the punishment is coming, whether it's verbal or physical or mental. If they express themselves, then suddenly they're in a world of trouble. Stop silencing your children. Now, listen actively. Pay attention to what your child is saying. Show empathy and understanding without judgment. Without judgment. So that means when your child tells you that somebody pushed him down, that does not mean, oh, you a punk. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with your hands? Are you scared? You a scaredy cat? Hey, eliminate that browbeating. Stop passing judgment. Our children, sometimes they're not built like us. And when they not, we try to beat our ways into them, and it's wrong. Now, document everything. Keep records of incidents, including dates, time, location, and details of what happened. That's very important. That's very important to lay your paper trail out. Because let me tell you something. A lot of times I truly believe, and I believe this when my children were young. If you stop trying to confront these parents, especially the ones that, it's just sad to say, and I'm just going to say it because it's true. And I'm going to keep it to the point, okay? I'm going to keep it to the point. It is
Tell them about it, sis. Tell them about it.
A lot of these parents, you know what I mean? Their ways are so street. They're so street. And the street terms and lingo that goes with it, hood rats, ghetto bunnies, whatever. People, sometimes we tend to live up to that negative picture that people have. And sometimes, it is our what I want to say, it's our surroundings, it's where we live. But like, it really doesn't have to be that way. When people just hear that people are in the projects, right away a negative tone comes with it. And then you just have these parents, and look at here, you already know who you are. You just out there acting a plum fool, looking a plum fool, making sure that the street lights are on, just hanging out from dawn to dusk, doing absolutely nothing, gossiping, trying to see who you could fight, slinging the little bags of this or that. You already know your role. You already know your role. Because let me tell you something. During my time, you hit that. You hit it as much as you can. And now you have these parents even giving their kids, hey, look, change your ways, change your ways. When I say that some of the parents are the problems, look, when it's all said and done, when you know that you are the problem, then you are the problem. Let's see. Take an action. Address the school. Report the bullying to teachers, school counselors, or administrators. Understand the school's anti-bullying policies and procedures. Now, let me just touch on that. It is time to go to the school board when you know the school's anti-bullying policies and procedures, but yet none's being followed. Because a lot of times there are parents that's going to the school and complaining, like this here child is doing this here child is doing that. And it's almost as if the paperwork gets pushed under a pile, because a lot of times the one child that everyone is complaining about, the school have this policy where, when we really can't tell you the actions that we taken against the school, against the child or against the teacher, but we can just tell you that we're doing something about it. Don't settle for that. Let me tell you something. When my son was in school and I was having problems with them trying to bully my son, when it was all said and done, when I was going to the school board, they was tired of me. But what you're not going to do is tell me you're doing something and my child is still coming home complaining. Or I'm looking at this child and he looking like he going to take me and my child. Like, okay. Well, it's time for me to make other calls. Let me call the school district, because I need to go over your head. And let me tell you something. The moment you say that your child is being bullied, discriminated against, they have to do something within 24 hours. And that's what the parents don't know. They have to act on it. They're not going to tell you that, but they have to. We say, hey, nevertheless, people will push you to that point. I will talk to you first before. Right. That's what I'm saying. You just have some parents that you can go to, cool, calm, and collective. Hey, can I speak to you for a minute? There's incidents going on with my child. And, you better get out of my face. I ain't got time. Yo, girl, I'm going to knock you out. And it's like, whoa. So I see where the child gets it from. Okay, let me move on. Let me make my stop to the police station because obviously I'm not going to get nothing out of you. Sometimes you have to think outside the box. So I'm telling you that it works. It works. Because when you look at some of these kids and and when you meet the parent face to face and you're trying to have a conversation, they popping gum, they talking about hold on a minute, and they taking a phone call. Yeah, I got this bee in front of me. Yeah, I don't want to like knock her out with this phone, but let me hear what she got to say, and then I'm gonna call. Matter of fact, the video me, FaceTime me, and you're standing there in shock, like, hey, wait. Well, you go ahead and take that call. And then the next thing you know, when the police is involved, now it's a whole different subject. When CPS is involved, now it's just totally different. Now it's totally different. Support your child. Provide emotional support and empower your child with coping strategies. And let me tell you something, and that is a lot on a young child, even a teenage child, even worse. Because you're trying to teach them how to cope with it, but why would they have to cope with that? And then a lot of parents be like, well, I don't want to make that extra drive. I don't want to get up, 20, 30 minutes earlier to take my child and put them in a better school district. But you have to do what you have to do. Those are the sacrifices that you have to make. Now, encourage them to build friendships or seek support from trusted adults. And let me tell you what we have to teach our children. If you see someone bullying or being mean to someone else, you always have to use the word mean, or you just see someone cussing someone else out or hitting someone else, then that person cannot be your friend. And I don't want you hanging around them. Because you're there to guide your child. But if you're saying, oh, this person is stealing and lying, and this person be pushing on this person, and then you still allow your child to hang out in that group, you're telling your child that what they are doing is okay. And so if you believe that your child is not going to join that crowd and do the same thing, then it's time for you to wake up. And that goes for when you go into sporting events also. These child be right. You can't be you have to be a leader, can't be a follower, but you cannot be a leader in BS. You cannot be a leader in bullying. You cannot be the leader in stealing. So you have to be careful what type of leadership you know what I mean, that you're allowing your child to lead. It like, hey, no, we're not doing that. Now, when to seek legal action. Let's get there. The severity of the bullying. If the bullying involves threats of violence, physical harm, or sexual harassment. Now, we are speaking of when to seek legal action. Lack of school response, just like I said already. If the school fails to address the bullying adequately despite reports being made, it is their responsibility to protect your child. It is your responsibility to really curb your child's behavior. If you see that your child is a bully, and all you saying is, oh, you better not do it again, because if they're just not going to do it, I'm going to have to send you out. No, that's not going to work. But let me tell you what else I don't believe in. I just don't believe that if you sit there and you get physical with your child and you're telling your child not to be physical with others, then you're a joke. You're a joke. I'm telling you that if someone makes you mad, that you cannot beat on them, but you're making me mad, so I'm going to beat on you. Find alternative ways to uh, punish your child. But if you start that when they're young, implement that when they're younger, the older they get, they will start to realize that this behavior, I'm going to lose, my phone, I'm going to lose all my electronics. I have no company coming over. Uh, you know what? Doing the dishes after everybody, no, because if I'm eating out of one plate, why I have to clean 10? Find different ways, but know how to communicate with your child in a loving way, in a way that no matter what the punishment is, that child will be so comfortable to come and say, hey, mom, you know what? Today, when I was walking, so and so bumped me in my shoulder, and I said, hey, look at here, B, don't do it again. Well, at that point, if it was me, then it's like, okay, well, you called her B. Okay, let's move on. Did you hit her? No. Okay. Because at some point you have to get that child's attention. Now, if you say, excuse me, words, and that child's still looking at you and trying to get confrontational, but a lot of times when you use some words outside of the proper words, now they're stopping to look at you. So again, you have to have a little leeway because kids are going to be kids, and you have to allow them to be kids without the violence, without the bullying, without the harassment. Now, um, legal protection. Familiarize yourself with anti bullying laws in your state or county, which may provide legal recourse for bullying. Let me tell you something. I don't care how young, how old they are. But if the law is there to protect them, instead of believing that you don't have time to sit up in the courthouse and you don't have time to go to the police station to make a report, you are failing your child. Consultation. Seek advice from a legal professional if you believe legal action is warranted. They can provide guidance on how to proceed with the likelihood of a successful outcome. Again, it all falls back on the parent. But let me tell you what we should be teaching our children. When it gets to that point that you can no longer take it, I am telling you that I have to remove you from that school. Because let me tell you, a lot of times what's happening, a lot of times these children are being bullied to the point that they're taking matters into their own hands because the parents failed them. You talk down to them, you start calling them names, and you just have that I don't care because I have to go to work, or I don't care because you're not the only child. And the next thing you know, that child is trapped, that child is looking for a way out. And either they're going to strike or they're going to unalive themselves. So they're in that fight or flight. And again, there are too many of our children unaliving themselves because they are being bullied. And that form of communication that they should have between themselves and their parents is not there. And it's not there because you're making fun of them. It's not there because you're name calling. It's not there because you don't turn your back and walked away because you want to fight your man or your woman, or you want to go see who they sleeping with, or you want to go hang out with your homegirl, or you want to go hang out with your homeboy. I say it, I said it before, and I say it again, and I will continue to say it. No child asked to be here. And if you took the time and the pleasure to bring them into this world, then you better take that same time and that same pleasure to protect them. Our children is really a gift from God. And just the way he protects you, you need to protect his child. Do believe that there are demonic spirits roaming and running around in this world, jumping off of one person onto the next. They're demonic spirits. The devil is busy. And if you allow Satan in your door, he will sit at your table 24/7. He will own you. He will own your child. Like a lot of people, oh, well, no, there's no such thing. Hey, looky here. Prayer goes a long way. Teach your child how to pray. And when your child comes and say, I'm praying for you, I'm praying you do better, just say, okay. Don't act like, oh, you better stop getting smart with me. What you talking about? No, you know what that child's talking about. He praying for you. He praying for himself too. Make it your solemn duty to protect your child and teach them. Teach them really in the way of the Lord, because you already see that you're trying to do it the worldly way and it's not working. And that's not to say that every child that sits in the church 24/7 are not the bullies. Because some of the church folks, they worse than the worldly folks.
Ain't that the truth?
But you have to try something, because what you're doing now is not working. It's not working. So again, guys, conclusion: empowerment. Support your child in reclaiming their power and confidence. And community involvement. Advocate for bullying prevention programs and policies in your area. Guys, so that is our Friday. Our Friday tidbit for all the parents out there. That's our Friday motivation. That's our Friday love. That's our Friday love. We were just supposed to do it on Thursdays, but sometimes we got to switch this schedule up a little bit. And like I already said, that this here when we will get right to the point, and we did. But I thank you. I thank you all out there for just giving us this opportunity. And thank you, Marie, for joining us. Just giving us the opportunity to just try to communicate to the parents mostly that every time we turn on the TV or, scroll through our social media, like, there's no way, like, there is a problem going on here. That every time you turn around, it seems like every day 2 or 3 children are being unalived. Like, there's a problem here. There's a problem. There's a problem with, we're going to go into that also. We're going to go into, household weapons and the role that they play, and how we're misguiding our children, having them believe that they should have access or they haven't. When we're done covering all of this, I am telling you, you guys will thank us. But join us. Feel free to join. We would like to hear from you, your point of view. What do you bring to the table? What can you change in your community? Let's just keep this line of communication open. Let's bring self-awareness. Let's help one another navigate through these hard times that we are going through. Because when it's all said and done, it's a spiritual warfare going on out here. It's a spiritual warfare going on. But we thank you. We thank you. We thank you. We thank you. I am telling you, Sledge and Sweet Lips care about the children. We care about the children. Much
We
love.
care about the little piglets and the
We
little
care.
ducklings.
We care. We care. The love. It pains me in my heart every time I just like, oh my God, when is this going to stop? But it can only stop when we get our household right. When we change up and implement some of the old school ways with some of the new school ways, and we tend to protect our children. It is our responsibility. And if you need help, open up your mouth. But let me tell you something else. And it is what it is. And I'm going to say it with my full chest, and I'm going to say it out of my mouth. And whoever wants to disagree can disagree. But if you're having problems with one or two, where did 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 9 come from? Now, I'm not telling you what to be on birth control, or I'm looking here. Your choices are your choices. But give the other ones a chance. Sometimes we bite off more than we can chew. And sometimes our actions causes a reaction. And we already spoke on marriages and relationships. Let me tell you something. If somebody's charming the panties off of you, please be protected. And if somebody's sitting over there opening that slot in your drawers, please be protected. But it is Sledge, it is Sweet Lips. We thank you for joining us. And guess what, guys? We will see you back come Monday for this portion with the Sledge and Sweet Lips show. We will see you Monday, same bad time, same bad channel, and we are out of here.